Comments from the public, please?
Yes, my name is Shlomo Klein.
Are you taping yourself?
No, actually, I'm not a public official,
Okay.
so I'm allowed to be camera shy.
You're allowed.
And that's what I'm referencing to. I'm doing a public service. Doesn't mean is that I ran for office, I'm getting paid, or I'm getting any kuvit, how you call it in Hebrew. I'm just trying to do a public service to get the government should be open. And one of the problems that I have is that the township committee is recording their meetings, planning board is recording their meetings, zoning board, the township putting cameras. I think that camera is for public meetings, it's not a security camera, and this committee chose to be excluded from the public eye. So there's no reason that this committee cannot be live streamed like every other. If you're spending our tax dollar money, we would like to know. It's not like we're looking to look which suit you wear, or which sweater you wear, or anybody's haircut. We're over here to know what you're doing in public business. So I think this committee, or whatever you want to call it, commission, should be live streamed as the public and open to the public like every other part of the government.
We agree.
You agree?
We agree, and it should have
We
been.
agree.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be being done.
Oh, okay.
So, thank you.
Now, the second point, and that is the real stuff.
There's more.
There was yesterday a meeting in the planning board, and there was a memorandum from this board to the planning board claiming that there's a lot of accidents going on in industrial park. And there's a real crisis going on over there.
It's not what it said.
It is what it says. Read your report.
I wrote it. It's not what it said.
Okay, look in your report, you'll see that it says that. So, now, a few years ago, schools came and that they wanted to put in schools in industrial park. I don't know what happened then, if you guys didn't want it to happen, but obviously it did happen. Or it happened because the township committee allowed it to happen, or it happened is because the planning board was pushing to happen is, I don't know. But I don't think you guys, as looking to protect the industrial park, are the one that came up with this creative idea to put in schools in such places where trucks and all kinds of commercial traffic is going on, where schools don't belong over there. Now, schools did get in, and obviously is over objections of a lot of smart people. And guess what? Now, if schools are there, and we have teenagers, whoever lives in industrial park sees them, all on the roads, trying to teenagers, grabbing hitches, walking on the roads because there's no sidewalks. Now comes in a request from the same schools that they wanted to put in an industrial park. The schools are the ones that are screaming that we don't want sidewalks, even though they created the problem of getting all these teenagers roaming around the roads over there. So comes a report from this committee, from this commission, stating we don't want to put in sidewalks because we want to discourage the teens of just being on the roads. So how is that possible that you discourage teens are going to be on the roads because they don't have sidewalks? At least give them safe passage that they should be able to go on the sidewalks. So again, I screamed at this in the beginning and I'm screaming at it now, and it's mind-boggling why it's mind-boggling why the same schools were able to get you to put in schools, and the same schools are coming when the safety is needed for the sidewalks to not put in sidewalks. What does the schools have over you? And I have an answer. The schools are the only ones that could suppress the opposition in Lakewood.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chairman, if I might.
Mr.
Let me.
Yes.
Okay.
Address these issues.
I didn't finish yet, please.
There's more?
No, I just want to finish my statement. I know you don't want to hear what I have to say.
No, I want to hear it.
This is a public meeting,
I
just want to finish why the schools, I feel is the schools are the only ones that have the way of suppress the public, the opposition to come on, because every time there's somebody that wants to come in and advocate for something, the schools go and they threaten to kick your kids out of school. So the schools have a power in Lakewood that nobody has. And therefore, as you will realize is that all these guys that get these deals done, the commercial deals with all that is, have schools. Why do they need the schools? Because they have the power. They were able to get you to the ruined industrial park, but putting in schools over there where it doesn't belong as a safety issue. And the same guys are coming and forcing you to not put in sidewalks in a place with all kinds of convincing things. It makes no sense. I will be honest with you, I don't want to say the words but if you guys are the ones that put out that letter, and if something, a child or an adult gets injured by that, by your recommendation, I wanted you thinking on your families, on yourself, that it should be you, not the other people that don't have the power to give this memorandum. I'll be honest with you could be it's just my opinion I am very uncomfortable with, again, I don't want to be disrespectful to a committee, so I'll keep myself but I'm very comfortable being in this room with a committee that put these children in danger. Today, I'm stopping. Today was somebody injured in a bicycle on County Line.
Through the chair. Okay.
All right, thank you.
It's enough.
Thank
Why
you.
is it
Just
enough?
not- It's because.
Because you don't like what I'm saying?
No, because the political grandstanding is, you've done it, and you can do it in many other boards, I'm sure you will, but you're distorting what we said. What we have said, we're not advocating people to walk on the streets, on the contrary. Our longstanding position is what it has always been. The rules of the industrial park are, you keep your activity off the street. You're meant to keep, whatever you are, a business, your employees are meant to park off the street. There shouldn't be any activity on the street that way. If a business has people who walk in the front of their building, that's fine and good. We don't want to encourage pedestrian traffic because many of our companies have truck traffic, and we don't want to discourage them from being there and maintaining a good industrial and commercial environment. Truck drivers are afraid to drive their trucks through narrow streets that have people that could dart out. Sidewalks promote people walking outside of the properties. We don't want to have sidewalks inside the industrial park for that very reason. That's what makes it dangerous. As to your comment on the front end about accidents, the place that we reference that has accidents is Cedar Bridge and Oberlin. That is not inside the industrial park, but it is an entrance point to the industrial park. The point that we were making is when you have an application for a piece of property that is adjacent to such an active and high incidence of accidents intersection, and the idea that you're going to promote pedestrian traffic to flow out of the park or into the park around that intersection would be highly irresponsible. Our proposal to the planning board is and has always been, we don't want sidewalks in the park. It may be that some people will walk, but we don't want to promote that. That creates danger for those people who walk off of the sidewalks. As you'll see all throughout town, where there are sidewalks, people still tend to walk in the streets. And most importantly, we don't want to drive away the businesses who are there because it becomes too difficult for them to do business because their truck drivers are afraid to drive our streets. That's our position, that's our policy, and our policy is geared to the safety of the truck drivers, the pedestrians that may or may not be there, and the health of the businesses in the park. That's our charter, that's our policy.
And if I may, the accident that occurred at the intersection of Twin Oaks and County Line Road, there's sidewalks.
I agree.
There are sidewalks.
There are sidewalks, and still
It
things happen.
didn't solve that problem.
But without sidewalks, it's even worse.
Moshe Zainis, I'm a yes. I'm on to High School Boulevard, New Jersey.
Talk a little louder.
I'm going to first